Profile. Report story. I had to not count a good amount of the votes. Some of you people decided to say something like, memory loss or the teacher, or some like that. You only get one vote, and I'm not picking between the two you put down because that ruins the point of voting for a chapter if I have to pick. And part 3 will be of traitor. Izuku was helped up from his wheelchair and carefully sat down on the couch in his mother's house. They had only just left the hospital and made it to Inko's home. Are you all right, sweetie? Inko asked after giving him help. Why, yeah. I think I'm a bit thirsty though. My mouth is really dry. He gave his throat a small rub. I'll get you some water. Actually, I'll also grab you a snack as well. It's been too long since I gave you a meal. Inko went into the kitchen to get her son some much-needed refreshments, leaving him alone with Ochako only. Does this home give you any memories? Ochako asked, hoping to spark something. Well, yeah, I can remember everything up to my junior high days. I remember living here with my mom. My room should be that way, but I'd rather you not go in there. He didn't want to be embarrassed by all the All Might stuff he thought was still there. Ochako giggled a bit as she figured that out. Don't worry, Deku. Most of your stuff is already at the UA school in the dorms anyway, she explained to him. Oh good, that's a Rio. So I guess you already know what stuff I have, huh? He turned red from the embarrassment. Don't worry about it, Deku. Sure, maybe it was a bit strange at first, but it's what made you, you. And it gets pretty cute with how dedicated you are. She smiled at him, and the comments with that smile only turned him redder and redder. Inko came back holding a cup of water and a small bag of potato chips. Sorry, sweetie. I've been so under stress that I haven't grocery shopped much. Gosh, I've even lost about 30 pounds just from stressing and not eating much. Inko pointed at her body as she spoke, which had gotten thinner ever since he went into a coma. Mom, please don't worry. I'm fine now, and you should eat as well. And these are just fine. He happily took the chips out of the bag and drank the water like it was fine wine. Ochako loved how nice he was to his mother. It only showed that he was truly kind to everyone. Oh my baby. Inko's eyes began to spray like a water sprinkler, and she hugged her child, going as softly as she could, and Izuku gave a hug back, not caring he was getting wet from her tears. After more tears were shot, Inko got up and grabbed her purse. I really hate to do this, but I gotta get going to work. She opened the door and put her shoes on. Work? Mom, why are you working now? Did something happen to Dad or his work? Izuku asked, concerned for his dad. Oh no, sweetie, he's perfectly fine. I just thought it would be nice to earn a bit of money and have something to distract me anyway. Bye. She left in what seemed like to Izuku a hurry. Hey, Uraraka. Ochako. We were on a first name thing. Well, technically only you were. I still always called you Deku. But if you still want to use my last name for now, then feel free to call me uraraka. She was a bit sad at that though. Uraraka. Ochako. Strangely, I think it sort of feels more familiar when I use your first name, Ochako. He did indeed feel like it was familiar. Great use that then. Ochako smiled happily. Promoted stories. You'll also like. One-shots BNHA discontinued. Stop request. 59.4K 439. Stop requesting. I will block you. Most of these are sad or have serious themes because I like reading and writing angst. I do not own BNHA or any of its characters. Midoriya Izuku. 16.8K 355. X-Reader one-shot stuff from my Tumblr Hierophix. Check out my other books too. If you want to read more of my stuff, go check out my Tumblr and Quad, Hierophix and Quad. You can. Green tea. Izuku 1 shots. 81.6k 1.3k hyacinth. And quad. This book is filled with one shots based off of deku. It could range from simple ships to deku bowl. Quote. Cloud. And quad. Warning. This book contains sug. Wavy-BNHA. 1 shots. 48.3k 417. A collection of BNHA 1 shots. Imagine smiley face. And GT. Some head canons and preferences 2 requests open. Fluff. Angst. Lime. Crack and others. No smut. Sorry, ex-reader. Ide fixed to the power of n. N to the power of n. 510k21k. UDEBETTERIFYOUWEREMINE dot. SSSSG. Number 1I. Bombshell, Bakugo X Reader. 516k13.1k. Love Story Man. Angst, drama, cheers, everything. Number 2 in Bakugo's Reader, the 5th of January 2020. Number 18 in Bakugo Katsuki, the 5th of January 2020. Number 5 in Bakugo Katsuki, the 8th of January 2020. Number 4 in Bakugo Katsuki, January 18, 2020. MHAX Reader Randoms. 2931. A various display of Reader X MHA Boys one-shots, head cannons. So Ochako. Do you have any clue why my mom is working? He had another chip. Quote. Well, yes. But it's not my place to say I. Please. I just want to know my dad is alright, and why my mom is working. He looked at her with begging eyes. Ochako looked at him for a bit before caving in. You see, being in a hospital isn't exactly cheap, you know. And I guess since your dad is already working pretty much every day out overseas, your mom took a job to help pay. Some of us tried to pitch in, but she was stubborn. Said that as a mom it's her responsibility to take care of her child. Ochako explained to him as Izuku was hooked on every word. I don't deserve my mother. I've put her through a lot. He clutched his hands together as a tear fell from his eye, splashing on the carpet. Don't say that, Deku. Anyone would love a mom like yours, and it's not your fault. If not for what you did, I wouldn't be here with you right now. She tried to cheer him back up. Wait, what do you mean? He asked, having to memory of what she was talking about. You were told that you got into a fight with a villain. But you weren't just fighting him. You were also protecting me. It was very heroic, and also a bit romantic at the time. She blushed a bit, still remembering how he helped save her again. Did I really do that? He always thought he was too much of a wimp to do anything like that. Yes, and it's not even the most heroic thing you have done. So I have a question, Deku. And I don't want to make you uncomfortable. But I know you don't really remember me, but do you think that somewhere inside of you that there is a way that you still love me? Ochako reached for his hand and squeezed it gently. I'll be honest with you, Ochako. I have mixed feelings. Like it's hard to be in love with someone I don't really know, or well remember, but it's like, he paused for a minute to think about his words before continuing. I do feel something about you. I feel familiar, safe, and trusting when I look at you. But I guess because I don't really recognize you is why that despite feeling like that, it's not very strong. It's weak, but there, he explained as best as he could, and Ochako made sure to hear him out. Honestly, that's something at least. She was really hoping for more and she stared at the ground in disappointment. Izuku panicked, seeing his words still made her upset. Buddy, you never know. MAYBEONEDAYICANGETMYMEMORIESBACK. He said in a quick muttering panic. Ha ha ha. Ochako bursted out laughing from it though. It reminded her of how much he used to mutter a lot and it was soothing. Do I do stuff like that a lot? He asked, watching her reaction. Used to be you did it a lot, but recently you only do it every now and then. Don't worry about it, she said after finishing her laugh. I'm sorry I don't remember you, Ochako. I'm really trying. He set down his cup on the table in front of them. The last thing I want you to do is apologize. You saved me. And we will get through this. Something in a shelf caught her attention. Maybe this will help. She grabbed a scrapbook and began to flip through it. Izuku leaned closer to her so he could get a better look. Any of these seem familiar so far? Ochako asked as he flipped through them. These are family pictures, so yeah. But here's some I don't remember. He came to ones that looked much more recent of him and his mother. The doctor said that you mentioned the last thing you remembered was that you were with Bakugo. Ochako remembered the words the doctor told her about. Well, not exactly. It's one of the few things. After we had a interaction, I was walking home and when I turned around I saw some kind of monster. Anything after that I can't remember. Wait, was that when I blacked out? He questioned. No, you've actually told me about that before. It was years ago though, long before you lost your memory. I have some pictures on my phone of us that could. She pulled her phone from her pocket and scrolled to her pictures. Here's one we took together on a date not long before the incident. She held up her phone showing a picture of the two huddled together for a picture. Izuku blushed a bit, not believing he was able to get so close to a beautiful girl like her. She showed him some more pictures like of them hugging, kissing, at various locations, drawing a donkey on Bakugo as he slept, and even one of them cuddling together. Anything? Ochako asked after showing off her pictures. I feel like it's familiar but still not much. Hey, what's this file for? He reached at her phone to bring up a file but Ochako quickly snapped her phone shut. Those are more. Intimate. Anyway, I guess we can keep trying. She opened her phone back and kept looking for more pictures to show her. Hey Ochako, I have an idea. Izuku thought of something that might help bring his memory back. Really? What is it? Ochako asked, ready to do anything to get her boyfriend back. Well, I heard that a good way to jog one's memories is to recreate a scenario that they have forgotten. He explained to her, getting a bit nervous about his suggestion. I'm willing to try anything at this point. What did you have in mind? Ochako asked, setting her phone down. You said we are a AC couple, right? He asked with his hands starting to sweat. Yeah, Ochako wasn't quite sure where he was going with this. In that case, does that mean we've kissed? He can't believe he was able to say. Ochako finally understood what he was suggesting. So you think if we kiss that might jog your memory? Well, why not, let's do it. She was pretty excited to kiss her boyfriend again. While he was in the hospital, she only gave him quick kisses to the cheek. Maybe one or two quick ones on the lips, but now she could do it when he was awake, which she hadn't done in forever. See, can you lead? I don't remember how and I really feel like I could screw it up. He was really nervous about his, in a way, first kiss. Ochako chuckled a bit at seeing how shy he was. She also liked how cute he was being. Of course she was like that also when they did share their actual first kiss. Sure. She leaned closely towards him. Izuku didn't know what to do, so he just stayed still while Ochako approached his lips. It didn't take long before they began to kiss. Izuku really liked it and it felt so warm and good and familiar. He was even disappointed that the kiss didn't last more than 5 seconds before Ochako pulled back. Anything. Ochako. while enjoying the kiss, wanted to know if that did anything. It felt really warm and good and familiar. But it didn't do anything memory-wise. He was still blushing a lot and was pretty warm in the face. Ochako just sighed and a tear fell from her eye. She was beginning to think that all of this was pointless. Izuku just gave her a hug. Deku, what are you doing? She appreciated the hug though. You looked sad, so as your boyfriend I thought I should do something, he explained as he was wrapped around her. Ochako chuckled and gave the hug back. Even without your memory, you're an amazing guy. She was truly in love with him, even if he currently wasn't. Thanks. They broke off the hug after a bit. Izuku then got another idea. Maybe some stuff at the school could help. Izuku suggested partly because he actually wanted to check out the school for the first time. I guess it's at least worth a shot, Ochako agreed. Let's go. Izuku shot from the couch. Deku, wait. She tried to warn him. He still was nowhere near able to walk on his own. His body was not used to walking and was incredibly weak. He began to fall, but Ochako had quick reflexes and was able to touch him, making him float before he could crash. You gotta be careful. Are you alright? She got walked in front of him. Izuku didn't respond to her comment. Deku. Quote dot. She said his name is Izuku in the air, looking blank. After a few seconds he looked back at her. Ochako. He said suddenly. What is it? She asked. I remember now. He looked her dead in the eyes and Ochako was shocked. What? Really? She immediately deactivated her quirk, letting him down on the couch. I remember when we met. The attack at UA, All Might, Aizawa, Iida, Eri, everyone. I even remember our first kiss. It was at the front gate of the school. He recalled several key moments of his life, proving that his memory was indeed back. But why did it come back all of a sudden? Ochako didn't understand that. I think I know. Remember when we first met? Izuku asked. Yeah, at the entrance exam. So, Ochako didn't get it. But when we met I was falling and you used your quirk to save me, and you just did the exact same thing a minute ago. That must have triggered my memory to come back. He uses reasoning to come to that conclusion. Ochako wasn't entirely sure if that was correct, but she didn't give a damn. Her boyfriend was back. She immediately embraced him and planted his cheek with a barrage of Ochako kisses. You're back. You're back. You're back. You're back. She repeated as she gave each kiss. Izuku just sat there and took each one happily. Sorry I made you cry and feel bad, Ochako. He apologized yet again for putting her through all that. You dummy, I don't care. As long as I have my Deku back, that's all I want. She snuggled into his chest with tears of joy falling from her eyes. Izuku wrapped a hand around her happily and they lied there happily together. Ochako, if something like this happens again, I will just fall back in love with you again all over again. I'd be a pretty lucky guy to high through that again, he told her. Stupid. I'm never letting you do something stupid again. Now is keep hugging me, Ochako commanded him. You got it, and he happily obliged. Halloween is next month. Sadly I'm way too old for trick or treat. But I still decorate and watch movie and shows and have candy.